Hey everybody, it's me, Mr. Cow, and today I'm making a video that I did not think I would be making in 2023, and that is a video discussing the cancellation of Inside Job over at Netflix. Now I'm going to keep this pretty brief because I've recorded this video dozens of times at this point and kept going down rabbit holes and spiraling and just getting angry, so I'm going to keep this as brief as possible. The background. Netflix ordered 20 episodes of Inside Job for its first season and decided to split it into two parts. The first part had 10 episodes, the second part had 8 episodes. If you're a mathematician, you know that that's not 20 episodes, that's 18. What that tells me is the first 10 episodes of Inside Job, regardless of how well received they were, not enough people finished the show. That is something Netflix has said recently was very important to them. Now, I'm sure there's dozens of other factors, but that's one I know of for sure. The exact numbers haven't come out yet. They will eventually, I assume. We'll just have to wait and see. But that one factor is something that's come out recently that we know, and it explains why Netflix would only make 8 more episodes of Inside Job, in hopes that more people would check it out, because it's only 8 episodes this time around. It's a quicker watch through. They'll reach the end, and then they can justify making more episodes. However, that whole situation goes out the window with this piece of information. The fact is, Inside Job has already been renewed for an additional season after that 20 episode order, which is now an 18 episode order. So Netflix has canceled a show they renewed for more episodes, which, if you are a creator, if you're someone working on Inside Job, that is 20 times more devastating than if it got canceled after it was up in the air for its renewal, because you've already been thinking about what you're going to do next. You've been putting in the mental effort and energy into that season, even if nothing's written down, even if there's no storyboarding, no actual scripts written. You've been putting the mental energy into that project, thinking about where you're going to take it next. In doing this, Netflix has completely ripped control away from the creators, and it's completely turned things backwards in my mind. I don't know what it is exactly Netflix wants from its audiences at this point in time. I guess just bigger audiences, but it feels more diabolical than that. And it's something I've seen a lot in the streaming space right now. And keep in mind, this part is speculation. A good bit speculation, I will say, but it's what I believe Netflix is trying to do with its TV shows now. It's not good enough in Netflix's mind for people just to watch and enjoy a show. They want it to occupy a piece of your personality so that you are always talking about it, you are always invested in it, and you are always bringing in new people. They want to use the audience as basically marketing and advertising for their show without having to pay for it. Because frankly, Netflix is not spending enough money on marketing and advertising for a lot of their TV shows. They fully expect word of mouth, stuff on Twitter, fan art, stuff like that to be enough, which just isn't the case. If Netflix wants their shows to do well, they have to put more work into the marketing department. I do not think they're doing enough. I did not see enough about Inside Job Season 2. I saw plenty about Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. I saw plenty about that, and that's most likely because it's Guillermo del Toro. All right, that's the fact. Guillermo del Toro is beloved. He's made incredible things, incredibly successful things in the past. The creators of Inside Job, they've done incredible things in the past, like Gravity Falls, I feel was pretty damn good, pretty well received, but not on the same level of Guillermo del Toro. But Netflix needs to understand that it cannot put all of that on the audience. It just can't. That is a system that will never work. It just won't. It's a rare thing for people to get that feverish over a show. We see it with things like Stranger Things, maybe even BoJack Horseman to a lesser extent on Netflix. Tiger King maybe is one. The Jeffrey Dahmer show is one that blew up that people were constantly talking about. Stuff like that. They want that reaction to every single show or it can't keep going. When Big Mouth came out, a lot of people were talking about it. A lot of people were making videos on it. A lot of people were tweeting about it. And a lot of the stuff they were talking about with the show was, good, but a lot of negative too. It doesn't matter what publicity it is, so long as there's publicity. That's Netflix's marketing strategy, seemingly. And it's not going to work. It's not going to work for shows that are good, that are high quality, that aren't steeped in controversy, like Big Mouth, or the Jeffrey Dahmer show, or Tiger King, or Squid Game. Like, it's just not going to work for shows that are a little bit more self-contained and a little bit more, I guess, conservative in their attempts to tell their stories, which, God forbid, your show exists within itself. God forbid your show is just that. It's a show that you created that you really, really love. No, it has to be more than that now. It has to be a sensation, which is a ridiculous ask. It just is. That's what I think Netflix is trying to do. I can't speak on like the actual numbers yet because I haven't seen them, but that's what it feels like. And it feels sinister. It feels terrible in just the creative space, because as an audience now, I don't know if I want to watch any new show on Netflix, because Netflix has the final say in everything. Why should I get invested in something when even when it gets renewed, it can be canceled at this point in time? Because that's what happened to Inside Job. I thought we were guaranteed to get more episodes. I was getting excited for those episodes, and now it's gone because it didn't meet the milestones Netflix wanted, allegedly. I don't have the actual numbers. I must stress again, Netflix hasn't actually said why this happened. These are just assumptions, and it's awful. It's an awful thing to do to creators, especially with all the mental energy that went into just coming up with ideas for that next season that now no longer exist. All of that is wasted. It's terrible. So to wrap this video up, I'm gonna make a quick call to action if you are a fan of Inside Job, or just a fan of animation in general. Netflix doing this is bad for everybody. Literally everybody creating things. Unless you play by Netflix's new rules and system, where you have to have the perfect balance of controversy, social media presence, yada yada yada, all these different factors. Unless you meet all those criteria, it doesn't matter how good your show is, because let's face it, Inside Job was received pretty damn well across the board. It doesn't matter how well it's received, it has to meet all of these little things or it doesn't get renewed. And Netflix will just try again with something else, with someone else. They'll make something cheaper, they'll make another season of Paradise PD, and those people will keep coming back. We have to speak out about this. It's something I have not done a great job of in the past, but I'm going to try to do a better job of in the future, in 2023. I think that we have to, as fans of animation, speak out against this garbage, because it's only going to get worse as long as Netflix expects every single show to be at that astronomical level. In reality, Netflix thinks right now all it needs is like a season or two of a show, because people will come in, they'll subscribe for that, and they'll say, that was pretty good, I hope they make more, and then they'll just make a new show where they can have the same reaction, that same little spike. That's what they want to do, and it's bad for the industry as a whole. When a show is well received, and it does well, and it gets renewed for another season, it should get to make that additional season. It should get that chance. It should get another opportunity. I feel like the people working on Inside Job earned another season. Plain and simple. The reception was good. The viewership felt pretty damn good without seeing the numbers. A lot of people have been talking about it, but to Netflix, it wasn't good enough. So I'm going to be tweeting about it. I'm going to be vocal about it everywhere I can be. I encourage you to do the same. This is awful. This is a terrible, terrible situation. It reminds me of when Netflix canceled Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. They did not renew it for a season 2, and they did that the same day it received an Emmy Award for Outstanding Children's Programming, which is just hilarious that Netflix can see, oh, this show is a critical success. That might drum up interest in the future. Let's cancel it. That's one thing Netflix does not seem to realize about all this. Even if season 2 didn't do that well for Inside Job, even if this part 2 of season 1, whatever you want to call it, even if the 2022 episodes that we got weren't insanely high numbers, people are still talking about it, people are still enjoying it, and you'll get to make more in the future to drum up even more attention. It's an investment. It's an investment in the creative process, in these creative people who are making something for you. And it doesn't matter to Netflix anymore. That investment, they want a season or 2, and that's it. It just sucks. And my brain is fried after making this video. I've done so many takes of it, trying to get the words right, trying to not go on rants and talk about Netflix's bizarre marketing strategies where they seem to be trying to take advantage of people's brains and how they like talk about things. It's just insane to me. I do not like Netflix's approach here. I think they've made the wrong decision, and I'm going to let them know about it as much as I can, and I encourage you to do the same. That's it. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for my review of Koala Man and Velma coming up later this week, and much more content in the future. I will see you all later. Goodbye.